Details now. The World News at 12 begins with the Labour Party and its presidential candidate in the February 25 election, Peter Obi, on Thursday evening, seeking an order of the Presidential Election Petition Court in Abuja to interrogate the Independent National Electoral Commission. The Labour Party and Peter Obi, amongst other things, are seeking details relating to the information and communication technology experts used by INEC in the conduct of the election. You do know that Labour Party and Peter Obi are challenging the declaration by INEC that Bola Tinubu of the All Progressives Congress won the election. In two separate motions argued by the lawyer Patrick Ikweto, senior advocate of Nigeria, Peter Obi posed 12 questions to be forwarded to INEC as part of efforts to support their petition, which questioned the integrity of the elections. Now, the petitioners aver that the interrogatory application, if acceded to, would assist them in solidifying their claims, and of course that of the conduct of the election was flawed. Also, the counsel for INEC, Kemi Pinheiro, who is also a senior advocate of Nigeria, objected to the move on the grounds that the application was brought outside the time specified and allowed by law. He contended that moving the application made the pre-hearing session had robbed the court of jurisdiction to hear it. Also, both counsel to Tinubu, Akin Olujimi, and counsel for the APC, Lateef Fagbemi, opposed the request. The presiding justice, Haruna Samani, reserved the ruling on the interrogatory applications by Peter Obi and his party. He also adjourned for the hearing in the petition till today. Meanwhile, former lawmaker Senator Shehu Sani has expressed concerns on the continuous incarceration of Anambra Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, in the custody of the Department of State Services, DSS. Senator Sani, who spoke on Thursday while featuring on Channel's television program, stated that he had stayed in a prison for a long time and would for no reason support the federal government's action of keeping the separatists despite court orders. According to him, if the country was law-abiding, the order of the court acquitting Kanu should have been respected. Meanwhile, Peter Anambra of Enugu State and Special Counsel to the Indigenous People of Biafra, Aloy Ejimako, have pleaded with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to facilitate the release of the detainee. While the governor stated this, also he was addressing reporters at the presidential villa in Abuja yesterday after a meeting with President Tinubu. The lawyer made his plea in a tweet on Wednesday. Meanwhile, Peter Anambra promised his plea on the promise that the president made during his inauguration that he would engender national healing and serve with compassion. Now, let's take a listen quickly to Peter Anambra before we actually have a conversation on this particular developing story.
Frankly, I brought to the president the warm greetings and best wishes from the government and the people of Enugu State. But above all, you may also know already that we made massive campaign promises to the people of Enugu, and we also have expressed humongous vision. We've taken a bold view of what Enugu could achieve in the next 4 years, in terms of growing our economy from the current levels to $30 billion. And one of our core governance philosophy is to collaborate and to have partnership. And we have identified the federal government as our core partner. We have a number of dormant assets in Enugu, which we believe, partnering with the federal government, we're able to transform them into productive assets. A lot of people do not know, but we have huge mineral resources in Enugu, and these resources are sitting under our ground, not being productive. So we believe with the partnership we're trying to basically build with the federal government, we're able to transform these assets into productive assets. We also, of course, you know that the growth level we have proposed is one that is going to be driven by private sector. and private sector want the ease of doing business. And one of the core indicators of the ease of doing business is security and infrastructure. So we also had that conversation with Mr. President. We have made a very strong announcement where we've banned the sit-at-home on Mondays in Enugu. And obviously what that means is that we would, of course, need to, heighten our security, tackle the challenges that would flow from that. And, essentially that's what I have come to do. And finally, we also, of course, talked about the release of Nnamdi Kanu. You know that the Southeast has made a collective demand to have Nnamdi Kanu released. And we basically identified with that and request Mr. President, who in his inaugural address promised the people that he's going to engender national healing and is going to serve with compassion. So we've basically informed him that this would serve as a pointer to his administration's extension of hands of fellowship to Ndi Igbo.
Now, accusing fingers continue to point in different directions over the insecurity facing Anambra State. The security challenges precede the government of Professor Chukwuma Soludo, but the people of the state believe that he has the ability to tackle it. To a reasonable extent, Soludo has fought insecurity in Anambra State and continues to win the battle, but many believe that it is not yet Uhuru. These can be justified with the many incidences of robbery and killings in the state, even within the state capital territory, Awka, and other major cities like Onitsha, Nnewi, Ekwulobia, and Ihiala areas. In Awka, gangs of armed robbers operating in groups and using tricycles have become common. But away from these, in the hinterlands of Anambra State, there still exist more cases of killings and kidnappings than have ever been reported in the media. Now, the most recent, which was highly reported because of the involvement of a high-profile individual, was the killing of staff of the United States Consulate and security operatives attached to them in Ogbaru. To date, no real motive for the attack has been found, nor any genuine arrest except for two persons who were said to have been found around an area hitherto used as a camp by fleeing gunmen. The two arrested men were neither paraded before the media, nor were they categorically indicted for being part of the attackers. The Anambra State Police Commissioner CP Echeng had, while briefing the media, inferred that the attackers may be separatist elements working with Eastern Security Network, a militant wing of the indigenous people of Biafra. But as the world continues to wait for a conclusion of investigation into the matter, a rights group, International Society for Civil Liberties and Rule of Law, last week through a press statement, have actually indicated that there is a correlation between an armed group operating in Awka North local government area and the attack in Ogbaru. Many communities in Awka North are also agrarian and riverine, just like Ogbaru, which is one of the areas that oil is mined in the state. There is a tendency that using speedboats, armed groups camped in Awka North can also operate in Ogbaru, the area where the attack on the U.S. Embassy staff was registered. Meanwhile, IPOB has come out with a more pointed accusation that seems to corroborate Inter-Society's claims. In a press release last week, IPOB, through its spokesperson Emma Powerful, claimed to have bust an armed group operating in the state through its intelligence arm. Within less than 1 week, IPOB issued 2 press releases fingering Soludo's Commissioner for Homeland Security, Mr. Chikodi Anara, as being the leader of the armed group it discovered, which operates in Awka North area. IPOB also, in its accusation, listed some Anambra communities in Awka North local government area as the area where Anara harbors armed men who have allegedly been terrorizing indigents of the state. Now, in order to actually talk about the Malays in Anambra State, I have via the telephone Barrister Justice Uwego. Barrister, good afternoon and welcome to the World News at 12.
How are you doing? is my pleasure again today.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Barrister, for being with us. So here is a scenario in Anambra State. Just beyond Anambra State too, even in Imo State as well, some of the southeastern states, we've been having incessant attacks in communities by supposedly unknown gunmen. And one would actually wonder how come the government has not been able to identify who these supposed unknown gunmen are. If you look at the breadth and length of Anambra State and try to compare it with its also sister region, which is the north, the north central, the northeast, you realize that the stretch of both states there's a major disparity. Anambra is a small state for the government to actually scrum through and see if they can have a grasp on this element. But unfortunately, we've been having these insane killings taking place brazenly. Actually, they brazenly take place. It has gotten to the point that the attack has become so heinous. They disparagingly take up arms, kill people, and display their heads at various junctions within the state. Now, IPOB is saying that they have, via their own intelligence, the areas where the supposed armed gunmen stay. You know, there was an incident where a U.S. consulate individual was kidnapped and killed. And up to now, we've not actually heard any investigation about that. Chukwuma Soludo, who is the governor of Anambra State recently, has come out to say that he will try his best to fish out this element. But what exactly is happening concerning the fact that both the state government, the federal government, cannot fish out these guys and stop these wanton killings in Anambra State?
Well, I think is a general problem of insecurity we are having now, especially in the southeast. It's so unfortunate that this kind of thing that is unknown to southeast has started happening. And if you remember, that is why we say that injustice somewhere is a threat to justice everywhere. When this issue started and was too bad in Imo, we didn't take it serious. Now it has escalated to Anambra and some other eastern states. It's so unfortunate. As it is, let's tell ourselves the truth. These human beings that are perpetuating this crime, they are human beings, they are indigenous and all the rest. So at the end of the day, for me, I believe that it is just because there has been a disconnect between the people and the government. Because if there is a cooperation between the people and the government, some of these insecurity problems we're seeing will not happen. And again, let us also understand the fact that as an Igbo man, I'm an Igbo man. Igbos are not known for this before now. I wonder where all these things are coming from.
You said Igbos are not known for what?
Igbos are not known for this kind of crime.
Okay,
There's a saying in Igbo land that we call Konya Halawanneya, which means do not leave your brother or your sister. But unfortunately, that slogan has gone in recent time. One will wonder where all these things are coming from. But I think, like I said, it's because there's a disconnect between the people and the government.
Hello? Okay. Are you done? Okay,
there
continue.
is a serious disconnect between the people and the government. And that is why we are seeing these other things. And secondly, and above all, the youths are not doing anything again. I remember the saying that idleness is the devil's workshop. When people are idle, doing nothing, just take a trip to most states. You come out every day, you see our youths roaming the streets, doing nothing. There is no job. There's unemployment everywhere. There is hunger. Nothing is working. Nothing is moving. And what do you get? And that is for these people to go into crime. And that is why you're seeing all this high level of insecurity in the country, especially in the southeast.
Okay, so we have IPOB blaming the Eastern Security Network, blaming the state government. And actually, here is also one of the quotes where they said that they have evidence. They pointed accusation that seems to corroborate a particular group that wrote concerning the killings in Anambra State. So Ima Powerful claimed that they have bust a group operating through its intelligence arm, and they have issued press releases. In this press release, they fingered Charles Soludo's Commissioner for Homeland Security, Mr. Chikodi Anara, who they say is the leader of the armed group it discovered. So don't you think that an investigation should commence as soon as possible? Is it even possible for these kind of things to be happening within a state, and those are the top echelon, that is those who are in government, the Department of State Security Service, the National Intelligence Agency, do not have an idea of these unscrupulous elements? Up till now, they have no idea that they're able to draft a team together to ruffle these guys out from wherever it is they're hiding. Somebody obviously is sponsoring this individual. Somebody is telling them what to do. They wouldn't continue to brazenly carry out these attacks on their own without any political motivation or an individual literally sponsoring them. An individual who seems to have a kind of backing, and that continues to give them that fortitude to keep on doing what they're doing. And if you recall, with all the incidents and killings that has been taking place, no one has actually been taken to court. We've not heard anybody that has been fingered to be a culprit. So what exactly are we saying? Are we saying, or is there a situation where the government is implicated in all of this?
You talked about intelligence unit and all this. The truth is this. We must all accept the truth. Is the intelligence unit of the security agents working again? For me, it's not working. And you see, I keep on saying this. The institutions in the country have failed. The institutions are dead. We must have to begin to institutionalize our system. Now, for example, we have the DSS, we have the Nigerian police, we have the National Intelligence Unit and all the rest. Now, you now ask yourself, even within the police unit, we have the SIP, the State Investigation Bureau and all the rest. Where are the intelligence units? What are they doing? There's no longer intelligence gathering by the security agents again. That is just the problem. No intelligence gathering again. Because if there's intelligence gathering, some of these things will not be happening. You talked about IPOB, you talked about ESN and all the rest. Let me tell you the truth. With or without all these things, like me, I keep on saying it's because there is a disconnect between the people and the government. That is just the truth.
All right, Justice Uhegu, I do appreciate your input on the World News at 12, and I do hope that next time we can continue this conversation. Hopefully, the next time we're having this conversation, there'll be a sort of reprieve.
Thank you.
All right. Now, your number one voice platform, Voice of the People, 90.3 FM, is 1 year. Through this 1 year, the station has been able to provide in-depth analysis to issues across the Nigerian polity, ranging from politics, healthcare, education, infrastructure, metro stories, and business. We bring you the issues as it occurs explicitly with renowned experts in various fields of study, as well as providing access to hear the thoughts and expressions of our dear listeners. Now, Voice of the People actually went to the streets to get a cross-section of Lagosians, specifically now, to hear what they have to say concerning the incisive programs that we dish out right here on this platform. Let's take a listen to them.
VOP radio is clearly a baby with an adult voice. It's been an interesting one listening to their offerings, which have been more than enlightening. As a matter of fact, it's only that they've been here for only a year, but the reality is that they don't look it, they don't sound it. They are very much already a voice to reckon with. You can listen to them and you couldn't tell whether they've been there for 20 or 10 or even 1 year. I think that if they keep that tempo up, they will shatter more ceilings in the years to come. Kudos to their honored personalities who continue to furnish the public with solid programming, solid content, solid delivery, from the news to other programs. Weekdays and weekends. They are quite a delight to listen to. And we can only hope that if they keep this tempo up and going, the sky will only be their takeoff point.
All right, Voice of the People, an amazing station indeed, VOP radio, that's VOP 90.1. It's an amazing station, 90.3. Okay, that's an amazing station, VOP 90.3. I found out about the station listening to them, when I was driving, and I was just trapped. I was stuck. Because the conversation was exciting, it was educative, it was revealing, and the kind of guests that they brought on also was very enlightening. It's an enlightening station to listen to, and I mean, if you're in Lagos and you don't know VOP, I don't know where you are. You're probably living in a cave or something. It's a station to listen to, and I love VOP. Happy 1 year anniversary, VOP. Now you have a voice.
Hello, good morning. I've been hearing about VOP. It's a nice radio station, and today they are turning one. Happy anniversary, VOP. Keep listening to VOP 90.3.
Oh, VOP is 1 year. Oh, wow. VOP, I stumbled on VOP while tuning in on my radio when I was driving to work, and everything that they were saying, made a lot of sense. It relates to what's happening in our country, how it affects us, how it affects the country and everyone in there. And it was a beautiful session to listen to. So I always just tuned in every morning, even in the evenings. I listened to the evening rush, and it's made me know so much about what's happening in Nigeria and the best way to go about what's happening in the country. So yeah, VOP, good station, lovely FM. So congrats on your 1 year anniversary. Yay! A million more years to go. Thank you.
Wow, VOP is 1 year already. It was just few, if you want me to assess it, I would be saying few months ago, I got so stuck to the station that I don't even go to any other dial. All their programs, especially these morning programs, from Business Round Town, there's this one that they have IPOB and Yoruba and the other guy to be handsome, and they have so much, especially their business programs. I got, every time I get when I say being captivated into the station, it's so much. People are awesome. People are doing well. VOP, I'm in love with you people. Hello everyone, please tune to VOP. It's a very good station. Bye-bye.
Hello, VOP is one. I'm happy. I've been a part of VOP from inception. I love listening to their Igbo program. I can't remember the team, but I love the program, and I also love the sports program, the one anchored by Kizzy, and generally their news program and every other one is been good, and I'm super proud of the work they are doing, and I say congrats to them. Congrats on your 1 year anniversary. Keep doing what you're doing. You're really doing well. Thank you.
Okay, so about VOP, I'm so happy that you guys are 1 year already, just like yesterday when you guys started off. And I remember getting a small radio, and ever since then, I've been stuck to that station. And you guys are doing a great job. It's just 1 year already, and I believe that with the way you guys have started and what you guys are doing, I hope that a lot of people will get to know more about this station, about your lovely program, most especially the Love Talk. I really love you so much. So I pray that this 1 year is just a starting phase for you guys. More success. Happy 1 year anniversary, VOP FM.
Wow, VOP FM is one today. Congratulations. I love you people. I enjoyed your show. I'm always with you people. Thank you for the good work you've been doing. VOP.
Hi, VOP 90.3 FM is one today. I'm so happy for them. I remember coming across one of their programs on YouTube. that I guess Lifestyle with Kayla, and I enjoyed it. It was a very good watch, and I recommend. Happy anniversary to them. Wish them the best.
All right, we want to say thank you for being with us. We hope that you continue to be with us while we give you the stories as they come in. Hard and incisive stories with intellectual analysts that will help us diverse this issue. We will continue to create the platform where you get to express yourself, where you get to share your expressions and share your opinions on issues across every segment of the Nigerian polity. Now to stories outside the shores of Nigeria. Norwegian scientists say they have found evidence of an explosion in the area of the Kakovka Dam at the time water began pouring through. The findings, based on seismic signals detected in Romania, comes after days of uncertainty over how the dam was breached on Tuesday morning. Separately, Ukraine's domestic security service has released a recording, and it says it shows Russian soldiers admitting the country attacked the dam. Hundreds of thousands of people in the Kherson region, where the dam is located, have been left without drinking water. Meanwhile, the Ukrainian attacks in the key Zaporizhia region are continuing. Russian officials and military bloggers disclosed that several military experts have said the focus of Ukraine's long-awaited counteroffensive will be Zaporizhia. To wrap up the world news, our 12 here again are the top stories. You heard that the INEC APC have opposed Labour Party's request to quiz IT experts. Former lawmaker Shehu Sani backs call for Nnamdi Kanu's release. Anambra killings, IPOB government official passed back CS06 for a probe. And on stories outside the shores of Nigeria, you heard evidence have emerged of explosion near Ukraine Dam. And that is a wrap on the World News at 12 right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Esther Nwachukwu. Good afternoon and thank you for listening. Up next